Kenyans voted this time around. We saw in several counties, if it was Kitui and Kajiado, majority of MCAs literally voted out. Kenyans saying we want some fresh leadership who will actually do the job. What do you make of what Kenyans are saying through the ballot, Kevin?
Yeah, of course, for 2022, Kenyans are much more mature.
Yeah.
Citizens and voters are much more informed. They are extremely involved and widely engaged in terms of the governance of their issues, decision-making processes because of public participation. And so when they realize that a leader who is in office has failed to meet certain expectations and to deliver on certain bare minimums, particularly on issues which they promised them, then when that moment of voting comes, then you automatically lock them out. And I believe that that is purely what Kenyans were able to do. And there are very, very many different indicators and trends that we see in terms of even the interest of voters towards various political parties. We've seen a mix of, it's no longer about the zoning, like say Kajiado is probably ODM or Azimio, or this area is Kenya Kwanza and all that. Kenyans were able to clearly identify the characteristics of the leaders they wanted, and they picked them very clearly. And I think for me that really speaks very loudly around the maturity, the degree of involvement and even investment that Kenyans, and particularly the citizens whose interest is service delivery at the county levels, are now beginning to put in to the voting, because voting is a sacrifice, and it's waking up early in the morning, foregoing certain hours of your sleep and standing there for hours. There must be a reason as to why an individual wants to do that. And so for me, looking at the trends and indeed being there in a number of polling stations in a number of counties when Kenyans were voting, one of the things that they clearly said was, we want fresh blood. And so that fresh blood is probably one of the reasons why, even for the governors, they also feel really obliged and pushed to deliver, because Kenyans are no longer interested in the kind of negative ethnic-oriented politics that Kenyans are used to. And so even looking forward to 2027, we see, in my view, a trend that is being set by Kenyans, in the sense that we want to talk about issues. And 2022 was largely an economic conversation narrative when it came to the campaigns. But again, you look at what exactly does that narrative really got to do with the interests of the citizen. They're looking for people who will come and say, you have a track record in your performance. Maybe you've dealt with water issues, economic issues, agricultural issues, the issues that really affect the common citizen. And I think that really played a very vital role in terms of looking at how they were able to kick out even some very big, old, well-moneyed names.
Right. And
people like Toto now, at a very young age got into Bunge. Compared to 2013 and 2017, now we have 7 female governors, an upage of five of them, which I think to me also speaks something, in the sense that Kenyans are also interested in experimenting male-female gender leadership, and then how we can be able to see the performance as opposed to males and females, and who really will be able to do very well.